Guys, this is PARM with Pro Box Respect TKO. I'm with the very revered boxing trainer, Don Charles. Don, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm very good, sir, very good. Real privilege to be here today. Obviously, I thought I was coming to interview only Shannon and to get you as well. That's, it's a real honour. We're at your gym, Punch Gym, North London.
Yeah, Punch London.
Punch London, yep. How long have you been here, Don?
We've been here for 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah.
okay. Is this your only location, or do you have more than one?
It is the only location at this moment. We were in Finchley, prior to here, we were in Finchley Central for 10 years.
Yeah.
And our lease ran out and we had to find a new place. And luckily enough, it was very difficult, but eventually we found it suitable. It's not just about relocation, it's about getting the right premises.
Yeah.
And we got this one, and we're still in the middle of trying to get it perfect, you know.
Sure.
The work never stops.
Yeah, it's always. I'm sure that's on the boxing side as well.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around. It's great facilities here. Is it on 2 floors or?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on 2 floors.
Two.
And, we've got downstairs in the ground floor.
Yeah.
We've got what they call a CrossFit room. Where,
Yeah.
you know, where they have to stay with the times, you know.
Sure.
Where all the conditioning and I have a few personal trainers that work out of this gym.
Yeah.
And basically most of their work is done predominantly down on the ground floor, and then upstairs here we have the boxing.
Boxing
And,
going on.
there's a ballet room next door where you do ballet. Yeah.
Okay.
It's dance, ballet, dance.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm an ex-dancer, you know. So
Are you? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm always very pro dancing, anything.
Sure.
And I recommend all my boxers that they do a bit of not necessarily ballet.
Yeah.
Something to help their footwork and their flexibility.
Absolutely. I was going to say helps the bounce and
Sure.
music always helps.
Sure.
I'm a big lover of music myself, especially in the ring, and in the gym as well. Don, just for our viewers who may or may not know, what's your own background in boxing?
I was an amateur boxer in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I've always been a boxing fan. I got into it purely from being a fan.
Okay.
My father was a big Muhammad Ali fan.
Yeah.
Got me into it. The fight, the Rumble in the Jungle, got me hooked on it.
Yeah. George
And
Foreman.
when I did boxing, I didn't actually do it because I wanted to take it any further or to make a living out of it.
Sure.
I boxed amateur for Brixton ABC.
Okay. Yeah.
And my stablemates, they were my juniors, people like Danny Williams,
Yeah.
Marcus McRae, Spencer Fearon, in fact, boxed for the same club
Yeah.
in Brixton.
Yeah.
And I had a very short amateur career. I had 13 fights I had in total.
Okay.
I lost 3 of them.
Okay.
And because I started quite late, so when I got to the age of 28, it was either turn pro or don't turn pro.
Yeah.
And through my background, it was always business, education. I'm Nigerian.
Sounds like Indian parents.
Well, yeah, they're very similar in my
Absolutely.
my background. I'm not even supposed to have anything to do with boxing. I'm supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer. If you ask any Nigerian family, the parents want you to be a doctor or a lawyer.
My mum doesn't even know I'm filming you today, so there you go.
So we have that in common. And so basically, it's purely something I did as an interest, boxing.
Yeah.
I never did it with no intentions whatsoever that I'm going to make a living out of it. It's only later on when I saw my stableman, my gym mates who, like Danny Williams, like I said,
Yeah.
went on to be the great
Mike
Mike Tyson. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
wow, this is Danny's 10 years younger than me, so he was my junior.
Yeah.
And I used to help them, bring them through and stuff. And when you see your teammates, gym mates going on to fight at that level, I was thinking, wow, I know I was good. I know I could have made this a living out of this.
Sure.
So shortly after that, I stopped. I had to make a decision: do I turn pro or do I carry on pursuing business?
Sure.
I chose the African way, pursue business. And then for about 10 years, I didn't have anything to do with boxing. Boxing was not in my life, you know.
Okay.
And I felt something was really missing, you know. Something was missing from me.
Would you still watch it on television and stuff?
No, I shied away from it.
Wow.
Call it resentment, call it whatever.
Okay.
I didn't hate, I'm not a hater.
Sure.
It's just when you see your mates doing so well, and these people, I have to say, although I was 10 years older than them, I was the ones they used to look up to in the gym.
Yeah.
With all the moves, all the technique. To see them to go on, I was proud of them, very proud of them. But, you know, so it was a bit of, not a resentment as such of them, of boxing, should I say, not of individuals, but of the actual boxing itself.
Yeah.
So, like I said, for a good 10 years, probably 12 years, it was missing from my life.
Okay.
I thought to myself, right. Then I relocated from South London to North London. I moved areas, and I walked into what we later on went to become the Kronk. It was Pancras Boys Amateur Club.
Okay.
But it became the Kronk.
Kronk, okay.
And when it became the Kronk, coincidentally, is when I was training there.
So was that affiliated with the original Kronk from Detroit?
Yes.
Manny Stewart's gym.
The chap that bought the rights of the names for Europe, his name is Philip Bloom.
Okay.
He bought the rights to trade as the Kronk in the UK.
Wow.
Right, and so I started to box out of there, and I asked one of the trainers, do you mind if I can be your assistant to learn how to become a coach? And nothing really materialized with that request, but I really wanted to do it.
Sure.
I thought, right, I can't fight
passion for it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't fight anymore. I'm going to try my hand at being a coach. And there are no schools where you go to learn to become a coach, which is one of the things one of the projects I'm working on at the moment.
Excellent.
Is to get such a thing, an institute, an academy where you can. Because I get so many requests on my Facebook, and people direct message me like, how did you become a coach?
Yeah.
Can you direct us how to become a coach? Yeah. So that tells me there's definitely a need for it, to set up something where individuals can come, and I don't just want to do it, I want to do it so it's recognized by the board, the British Boxing Board of Control.
Of course.
So when I certify somebody, then it means,
it means something, doesn't it?
Rather than,
it's a bit like Shannon was saying, fighting for the ABAs or the Alliance, you want it to mean something, you're going to aspire to have goals. There's many talented boxers here, including Derek Chisora, somebody I know from TKF, a great guy, Frank Buglioni, and loads of amateurs. How many of the fighters do you personally train yourself?
Apart from the two names you've named, there are 6 other fighters that I work with, developing them.
Okay.
Young fighters. They're all professionals. Developing them to be able to get to the level where they should be.
Sure. Okay. I just want to pick out, because I know you're a busy guy today as well, I just want to pick out one name who I enjoy watching, and I've seen him live many times, Derek. Now, Derek's an amazing guy, and you've been together for a long time. Sometimes you get the unexpected with him. You must have seen some stuff in your time together.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character. Derek's a very complex character, so what can I say? So he's very complex.
Yeah. But what I like about Derek as well, and having done a short interview with Derek as well, he's very direct, very straight, and it's a good way to be. Yeah,
I'm afraid so. I mean, listen, I'm not by any means trying to defend anything he's ever done in the past.
Yeah.
He's a very misunderstood guy, very misunderstood. The general public don't actually know or get to see the real Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
And I'm not here trying to, cover or sugarcoat anything.
Sure.
What happens or what has happened in the past happened.
Yeah.
But I personally, he shouldn't have done a lot of the things he'd done. Yeah, he shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But I obviously, there are some really good people around him. Myself, I believe I'm one of those people around
Absolutely.
him. His mother, he's got some really good family friends.
Absolutely.
Some really good friends around him. And whenever he does anything out of hand, we always pull him up and say, hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah.
To put him in check. Some of the things he's done in the past, I personally couldn't explain some of them, what led up to it.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
it can happen. We had a great fight, Derek versus Dillian White. I personally had Derek just sneaking that. That's just my personal opinion. But you know, we've had so many fights recently. We've had Ward versus Kovalev, which was close. DeGale versus Badou Jack, that was close. As I said, it was just in my opinion. You was there firsthand. You're in his corner. That must have been amazing atmosphere there, Don.
Yeah, the atmosphere is good, was great. The fight, you know, see, the audience see different to what we, the coaching staff, see. I didn't enjoy the fight. Okay, people saying to me it was a great fight. It was a great spectacle for the audience because they want to see a tear up. That's what they've paid for. That's not what coach. You speak to every coach. I'm not the only one. Speak to every coach in the country. They'll tell you that was not the game plan.
So do you think Del could have boxed him more? Yeah.
I'm afraid so. Yeah, that was not the game plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes two.
Yeah.
They've gone in there. They're both.
Probably Mark's told Dillian the same thing as well. Yeah.
So you know that was not the game plan. It made a great spectacle.
Yeah.
To the audience, but not to us because had our guy boxed the game plan, I believe the fight would have been conclusive in our favour.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right on that. And sometimes it happens, doesn't it? You know, you guys make a blueprint or a plan, and then you know boxers.
Look, no regrets.
Yeah.
It was like I said. Everywhere I go, people saying to me, "You won the fight." I mean, in terms of the result, I don't think either guy deserved to be called a loser that day. I think the right result should have been a draw.
A draw.
Okay,
Yeah.
The right result because even having come away and watched it, I'm still standing on that. The right result would have been. Dylan wouldn't deserve to be called the loser that night.
Sure.
No, definitely Derek, who not because they know me. I've got strangers in the street telling me that you won the fight. It's almost embarrassing, where overwhelmed, where it's like you won the fight. Okay, it's like I said, I've not met one person.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say 9 out of 10 people have told me that we won the fight. One person would say what I'm saying it should have been worst case a draw.
Sure.
So unanimously it should have been called a draw. But I think regardless of what they both gave a very good fight for the audience, and I think they should do it again. You know.
Yeah, well, that's going to be one of my questions for you in a few minutes.
I've answered it for you.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries. Also, I noticed you've also trained Malik Scott back in the day as well, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, that came up maybe.
Derek Chisora fought Malik Scott.
Okay, he fought Malik Scott.
He fought Malik Scott. He took Malik Scott's unbeaten record. When Derek fought Malik Scott was 36-0.
Wow.
36-0. Okay. When Frank Warren gave us the fight, I initially turned it down. I said no, because this guy is known in the States.
Yeah.
For you have to knock him out to win.
Yeah.
He will outbox anybody.
Yeah.
He's got skills galore. Yeah. Are you familiar with Malik Scott?
A little bit, not overly. Yeah.
The way he flows, he's like a middleweight boxer. He's a heavyweight, but he boxes like a middleweight.
Middleweight, yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have a dig.
Okay.
If Malik Scott had a dig, he'll be undisputed world champion because he'll box anyone's head off. So when the fight was initially presented to us, I thought, wow, we don't need this, you know. And I don't like putting my fighter under pressure, going into a fight saying you need a knockout to win. That's not really a way to instruct your fighter.
Sure. My apologies there. I thought
no,
maybe
he fought him, but
he didn't train with you. No. Okay. Johnny Oliver, somebody great guy. His nephews are here today as well, Spencer and Danny. You was for a while. You was assistant to him as well as a boxing coach, weren't you?
When Derek Chisora turned professional, became a professional boxer.
Yeah.
His first coach was John Oliver, who had also coached him all throughout his career, the amateur career.
Yeah.
So when Derek made a transition to become a professional, John Oliver turned professional with him.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
For the first 2 fights Chisora had as a professional boxer, I was John Oliver's second.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then after 2 fights, John's life changed. Something happened. I won't go into details in his private life, where he said to me, you know what? And I owe him this forever, because he gave me the reins. He trusted me, because he obviously, every trainer, you go around the country, speak to every amateur coach. In fact, I'm going to come back to this in a minute about amateur coaches. There's a relationship you develop for these fighters, okay? And it must be heartbreaking for a lot of those amateurs to make that transition when they turn professional. Then the amateur coach who gave everything, I don't think they get enough recognition for their work, amateur coaches. I never went through that system, not out of choice. When I look back at it now, I have to salute every amateur coach in the country, because these guys put, and it's not for money.
Sacrifice family life,
I do it for passion, but there's also the money that comes in. From the professional side. If we're successful, you can get good money for being a professional coach. But guess what? Amateur coaches, how many Olympians, how many people over the years have they assisted to become who they become? They don't get enough recognition for their work. And John Oliver, like I said, when he handed over the reins to me, and like I said, I owe him, I'm always grateful forever to him, because he needed to have done that. He could have recommended to the promoter, Frank Warren, like, look, I'm resigning, but I need you to get another coach for this young man that I've brought through. He trusted me. He said to me, you know what, I've watched you, because he didn't know who the hell I was. He knows me as Derek's uncle. He didn't know my background.
I didn't even know that.
Well, I hadn't coached anybody.
I
hadn't coached anybody prior to. So, luckily, a few of the sessions John was doing for Derek, he said to me, do the pads today, let me check you out. And I remember one session, for instance, he didn't say anything. I saw his body language and his eyes told me a lot that he approved. It was almost like I got his approval. You know.
Well, Johnny's very straight, and you know, if he
doesn't know him, he's a straight talker.
Very straight talker. He's amazing guy, humble guy,
absolutely.
but very straight talking.
Absolutely. And so he handed me over the thing, and I said, look, John, I really need you. I panicked. I said, we, as in I and Derek, we need you. Come on, you know, we need you for this journey. He said, Don, I'm tired. Something had happened in his life at that point where he needed a change of route.
Just
you know,
time out.
Time out is the right terminology. And like anything, I thought, I've always been a very gutsy person. I take chances, and I'm not a gambler, but you know, anything I've gone into, I've gone in with the determination to succeed. So I thought, okay, you're at the deep end now. Oh, damn, I'm going to do this. I said to Derek, you know, Derek goes, come on, man, we can do this.
We can do this.
And the fighter trusted me. John Oliver trusted me to say, you know what, this boy that I brought over to win ABAs back to back, he's safe in your hands. So he could have easily instructed Frank Warren, the promoter, to say, mate, your investment is not safe. Find him a coach. He didn't do no such thing.
He promoted you.
Just handed over the baton. I call it a relay. Handed over the baton to me.
Something you said, which is a lovely thing, compliment to all the amateur trainers out there. When you was away for 12 years from the fight game, did you just come straight in and gain your pro boxing license?
I like I said, the passion has always been there, but when I shied away from boxing for about 10, 12 years, when I came back, it didn't even enter my head to go through the system. Call it ignorance, call it naive. Right? I being an African man, ambitious, I thought, I'm going to open a gym. I'm going to open a boxing gym. Simple as that. Right, and also I've got a son. My son, obviously, he's my only son. He's my only child on this planet. And the ambition, my ambition, obviously I didn't do it to the level I should have done it, was the fact that my first child is a boy. Guess what? He's not going to be a ballerina. He's going to be a boxer. So therefore, the aim was to turn him in, train him, nurture him through. I said, right, I'm going to open a gym. I'm going to train myself and train my son, train maybe some colleagues who want to, you know. So I got a space, and the space evolved into what it has evolved into today. It's purely, you could say it's accidental, or it's partly planned and about 25% planned.
It's worked out, hasn't
and
it?
65% not
wood.
planned.
Yeah, touch wood. So is your son boxing then?
Yes, he is. He's an amateur boxer at the moment.
Excellent. How's he doing?
He's doing very well.
Good.
And he's a heavy. At the moment, it's because he's an amateur. He's a super heavyweight.
Okay.
I have intentions, and his intentions, and my intentions. He's a man now.
Yeah.
It's for him to turn professional within the next 12 months.
Okay, excellent. Well, good luck to him. Just quickly, because we were talking about John Oliver as well. Anybody in your life who've been the biggest inspirations on your career?
As a boxing coach.
As a boxing coach, whether it's family, friends, peers in the industry, who's been the sort of, might be more than one, but
Do you know no one's ever asked me this. This is brilliant.
Thank you.
See,
I appreciate that.
Prior to this interview, we were
Yeah.
talking about it's all the same questions, but people direct it to you at different ways. Nobody's
right.
ever asked me that. So I'm usually a guy. I'm quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's been my inspiration?
Maybe we do it for interview too.
Who has inspired me? Yeah. Who has inspired me, as in to become a coach, or what coach do I look up to, or
Both, if you wish.
Wow, very interesting. No, because I can actually, without being arrogant or ignorant, I admire a lot of people, but I wanted to do it my way.
Okay.
Obviously, take references from various coaches but in terms of technique, I didn't learn the technique is from my original amateur coach, Floyd Alexandra.
Yeah.
The techniques he showed me when he trained me, not as a coach, he trained me as a fighter.
Okay.
So I was able to take extracts of
At
his-
Brixton.
Yes,
Okay.
Floyd Alexandra. I'm looking for him actually. I can't find him anywhere.
Okay.
To acknowledge him and say thank you very much. Okay. So I took an extract of his teachings and then fused it with my findings
Yeah.
of throughout the years. So I haven't really looked at anybody, and so I admired people. Business module. Adam Booth is one man. When I came into the industry,
Yeah.
I looked at various market research. I
Yeah.
looked at how people set up their platform and their setup, their whole setup, their infrastructure.
Yeah.
I looked at Adam's infrastructure. I thought that's the man for me because I like the way he did things, his approach to sport. Yeah, he's the whole
very
thing,
sharp, yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
His infrastructure is very, and if I could say I based my own infrastructure, who did I base it on? Adam Booth. Yeah.
Good.
Adam, if you're watching, I've already told him this anyway.
Have you?
Many years ago, I stopped him and I said, by the way, mate. I think he was actually surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, now he knows again. Funny enough, 2 days ago, I interviewed one of his current boxers, Charlie Edwards. Great kid, very humble. So Adam's on the rise again as well. Just quickly, Don, just to wrap up, 2017. I'm just going to say, what's your personal plans? In terms of boxing, and maybe some of the boxers as well. Do you know what's in the pipeline?
My goodness, I've got a stable. My stable has never been this strong. I've got in every weight category. I've got from the lightest person. I've just taken on this Russian kid, Cameron. He's a lightweight fighter, light welter in fact. I've got Jordan Joseph, who's a light heavyweight. He's current, what's the belt now called, challenge belt champion.
Okay.
And he's fighting for the Southern Era title on the 11th of March. He's only had 8 professional fights.
Okay.
He's done remarkably well. He only had 6 amateur fights.
Is that at Brentwood by any chance?
No. It's Your Call.
Your Call.
Your
Okay.
Call. Steve Goodwin Promotions.
Steve Goodwin. Yeah.
So Jordan Joseph is a light heavyweight. I've got Nick Parker, who's a cruiserweight. He's an exceptional cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got Ian Lewison as a heavyweight. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. I train Ian Lewison.
Ian's from Brixton as well, isn't he? Round
Yes,
in
he
South
is,
London.
South London, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I've got Frank Buglioni, who recently became the British champion.
British champion. Big up to
A
Frank.
big smile on my face. Yeah, he's we haven't been together that long. We've been together for almost 12 months now. 11 months we've been together, and he's done remarkably. I mean, it was his first fighter that I can say since I've been a coach that I inherited. That fighter who was a level where, for me, it's easy work. What I have to do with this young man is such a disciplined athlete. Yeah. I don't get the privilege to get fighters who are ready-made. I have to take them from not grassroots as such.
Yeah.
People like Nick Parker, he was a good amateur.
Yeah.
And again, it's good to work from that level. But I'm talking about a guy who's already contested for a world championships.
Yeah.
Frank Buglioni, prior to him coming to me,
He fought Chudinov, didn't he?
Absolutely. For him, he'd already fought at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nice to get somebody at that level who I can then fine tune to what I believe that's gonna take him to
shouldn't be wise guy, it should be nice
the
guy.
wise guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Then, obviously, we've already spoken about Derek. I'm only known for Derek because he's my first. I always refer to him as my first son, my first child in boxing is Derek Chisora. So everybody knows me only for Derek. But like I said, I do train others who I'm hoping they will go through their career and get to the level where they're known just like Derek.
Excellent, and as you already mentioned on, you've got a strong, stable and long may it continue and grow. Thank you for your time today, really appreciate it. Wishing you and your fighters all the best for 2017.
Likewise.
And we'll catch up soon.
Likewise, see you.
Thank you.
Family.
Family.